guys, it's Juanita. I am going to take a few minutes to go through file and folder management. The computer that I'm working on is a Windows 10 operating system. So, this is not an Apple, it's not a Chromebook. This is a pretty common operating system. So, this should work for most of you. So, let's start at our desktop. Our desktop, some of you save lots and lots and lots of files to your desktop. I try to keep mine empty so that I know that I have all of mine in a file. So the easiest way to get to your files is to just type down here in your search bar documents, and that will bring you to probably File Explorer is going to be the easiest way to get to it, or you can go to your document folder. So it should open up a window for you, and this will bring you to all of the places in your computer. So you can view the files that were on your desktop. You can look at specific documents if you put it in the document folder. If you had downloaded something from the internet, all of that is in your download folder. Some of us have music saved to our computers. Sometimes we put pictures or videos. And then we have the actual hard drive, which is where normally the stuff that's installed on your computer, that's where that's found. So, first, let's look at how everything's organized and the way to navigate around the computer. So, over here on the left, you have this quick access task pane, and each one of these little menus will open and close. They may be open when you get to them, they may be closed when you get to them. Generally, the quick access ones are open. So, if you go to desktop, it's going to show you the items that are saved to your desktop. The only thing I have here is a shortcut to my Code Maker app. So that's the only thing that is showing up in here. Here's my downloads folder. Again, all the things that I just showed you. Now, you do have some folders that can be pinned to the quick access area. If you have stuff that's pinned here and you don't want it there, you just right click and say remove from quick access. But I think that I've removed everything that I can and it won't let me take anything else off. So most of your stuff will probably be found over here on the desktop or in your documents. Your view may look different than mine. You have these two little buttons down here at the left. I'm sorry, bottom right. And this toggles the view that you see of those items. You can have them in a long list that tells you the date that it was created, the type of file it is, and the size the file is. Or you can have it like I had before, where it's a little thumbnail and it helps you to see what's in the folders. Like I can see that this folder is completely empty and there's nothing in it. So that would be a great item for me to do a check mark on and to hit delete to get rid of. Whereas I can see that my Lego Creations folder has another folder inside of it. You can see the little icon that when you click it, there is another folder inside. If I wanted to go back to where I was, I could either hit the back button right here, or I could click at the top. I know I was in documents before. I could click here. I could click here. Any of those methods would bring you back to where we were. The size of these icons can also be changed. So the size of these are different than the size of these because I changed the way that they look. I can right click in an empty space, and when I go to view, I can change the size of them. Everything from a list to extra large. So there's a couple of different ways that you can look at your files. Some of it'll depend on how many files you have. If you have a lot of files, you don't want them in extra large. But if if it's a little bit hard for you to see the screen, then extra large may be really, really helpful. So you can change your views there, but you can also right click view and change the view there. You can sort them by name. meaning it starts alphabetically with numbers and then goes in alphabetically ABC order. Or you could put it by date modified. So if you know that you're looking for a file that you just created yesterday, instead of sorting it by name, you can temporarily sort it by date modified and it'll go with whatever item was made most recently. Or by type, it'll put all of the same types together. So when I did that, all of my videos got moved together. All of my folders, they always come first, but the two pictures are together, the three videos together, and then the PDF is in its own spot. So if you know you're looking for a picture, that could be an easy way to clump them all together. And then ascending or descending is ABC order or Z to A order. So I'm going to switch mine back to name and let's look at some other features up here. You have a little toolbar up here that's currently not in view. If you click this little caret, that will show you the toolbar. So you have File, which allows you to go to different places in your computer, or you can open a new window. You can close a window. To get out of that, just click out of trouble. Your home is what allows you to do a lot of the things that you could do with your mouse or you would do on your keyboard. So if I wanted to delete this file, I could hit delete on my keyboard. I could hit delete up here in my toolbar, or I could right click on it and choose delete as well. So in Windows, there's always lots of ways to do something. You don't have to do it the same way as someone else. Then we do have a couple of other items. Share, if you wanted to send one of these files to someone, and view. This is the same stuff that I was just showing you, but instead of right clicking, it gives you all those options up here. Okay, so let's talk about moving files. I have lots and lots of files in my downloads, and I'm going to change that to a list so that you can see it easier. And I'm going to sort by name. And these are going over. So it looked like there was only a few of them, but these are going across. And maybe if I switch my view, yep, see, that's because I was over here in that view, but when I switch to this, it goes down instead of across. So you can see I have lots of files in my downloads, and maybe all those files don't really belong in there. Maybe I had downloaded them, but there's stuff that I want to keep, and I really want to put them in a specific place in my computer. So to make that a little bit easier, I'm going to change the view because I know I'm looking for specific items. Small doesn't allow me to see a picture of it yet. So let me try medium, and medium gives me some. So as an example, I know that I'm looking for all of these little buttons that I had created for my web page. So if I want to move a whole bunch of files at one time, I can click in the little box of each one, and it is selecting each one of those files so that I can select multiple ones at one time, and I don't have to keep coming back and doing the same thing over and over. Now, it's possible that I've missed some, but that's not a big deal. Now, I clicked out of trouble, so that's why I lost some of them. So I'm selecting a whole bunch of them. And if I wanted to move those to my documents, all I have to do is hover on one of them, and when I drag, I come over to documents, and there's a little pop up that says, do you want to move to documents? And when I release, all of those files are going to go to documents. So I didn't have all these little pictures in here before, but now they're all in here. It would be great if I had a specific folder for those items. So to create a new folder, that's something that's here in your home tab. Here's a button that says new folder, or you can right click and go to new and folder. And I'm going to name these web page buttons. Okay. So I could select those again by clicking them, or I could hold down the control button, and that'll also allow me to quickly select them. And when I hover on one of them, it doesn't matter which one, it doesn't have to be the first one or the last one, it can be any of them. And I drag slightly, I'm holding down on my mouse as I drag, it's showing me that seven have been selected. And when I go over this folder, it's going to say move to that folder. And if that's where you want it to go, you release it and they all move in at the same time. Okay, so those are items that I wanted to keep. But if you find items that you want to get rid of, I know that all of these games are finished and I don't need these promotional posters for these games again. All I have to do, same thing, I can hold down control or I can make sure to click each checkbox. If I hold down control, I can just click anywhere on the picture and I can just delete those. I can hit the delete button up here, or I can hit the delete button on my keyboard, or I can right click and delete. There's delete. And they go away. Now, they are going to your recycle bin. So if we go to recycle and look for our recycle bin, it will open up for us and we'll be able to see the items that we most recently got rid of. So if you had, there we go, recycle bin. If you had deleted something and you realized, oh my gosh, I should not have deleted that, then you can go into your recycle bin and see all those items and bring them back. So there's lots of stuff in here. I have no idea what all stuff's in here because it's been a long time since I have cleared out my recycle bin. Um, so in this case, it's kind of you're searching, you might be searching for something that's kind of hard to find. In my case, I'm looking for a picture. So if I change my view to a larger icon, I would be able to see previews of those images. Lots and lots of pictures. See if I can find those game announcements. And if I scroll down, I'll be able to find them. Now, if I had known when I had made those, if I had paid attention, there was one, to the date on them, then they would have could have been easier to find. But here are the four or five that I had just deleted. And if I wanted to bring those back to where they were, see, this is why you hold down control. I just hit restore all items and it will bring those items back to where they came from. Do I want to remove them from the recycle bin? Yes, I want to take them out of recycle and I want to put them back in the folder that they came from. That folder was the document folder. It takes it a second. Ooh, I did wrong. It's moving 331 items to download. I only selected those. Oh, I accidentally clicked this button that says restore all items instead of selected items. I think I can stop it. Cancel the operation. See, I didn't freak out. It's okay. I stopped it when I could. It's not a big deal. So I'm back to just having these selected and it should be restore the selected items. All right, it's finished loading. Restore those. And now when I go back to documents, those items would be back there. I may have to hit refresh in order to see the change, but you should see those pictures come back. I'm going to close it, go back in. That was under quick access in documents. And those images should come back. Oh, they were in downloads. That's right. They weren't in my documents, they were in my downloads. So again, I got to change my view. Might make it a little bit easier to find. But as I scroll down, all four of those, there they are. Those items will be back. I had moved them out of downloads and now they're back. So as you find something that you want to get rid of, all you have to do is select it and hit delete. That will automatically bring it to your recycle bin. But when you go to your recycle bin, if you're sure that everything in it truly is trash, all that stuff hasn't really been removed from your computer. It's still sitting there. So at some point, you need to do this, which is empty the recycle bin. So this isn't saved up any space. This hasn't taken away any of the stuff from my computer. It's all still sitting, it's just in a different place. It's kind of like taking your laundry off of the couch and putting it on your bed. You didn't get rid of it, you just moved it. Um, if you actually want to get rid of it and get it out of the house, you have to go donate it and bring it to Goodwill. Well, we have to empty the recycle bin in order to actually get this off of our computer and to free up some space on our hard drive. All right. Just real quickly, let's talk about saving so that are moving things to the correct place. Now, see, before, remember how nice and empty my desktop was? Well, these are some of those items that I had restored that I'd accidentally hit restore all, and it had already put some back. So I would need to go back through, hold down control, and all these ones that I don't need, I could select and hit delete, and they'll go back to my recycling bin. Okay, so let's talk about saving just real quick. If I have a document that I'm working in and I want to save it, when I go to File and Save, I get to pick where that file is going to go. It's giving me all these options of where do I want to put it. Do I want to put it on the PC? Do I want to put it in my downloads? Do I want to browse to find the folder that I want? So if I hit browse, it's going to allow me to select any folder that I want to put that folder in. So this looks really similar to the window we were just working in. And I get to decide, does that document belong in one of these folders? Should that go in my band folder? Should I go in my mission handouts? Or is this something that's not related and it's just needs to be by itself? It doesn't fit one of these folders. It's just going to be loose inside my document folder. Or do I want it on the desktop? There's nothing on the desktop right now. As I showed you, I'd cleared everything off of it. I could save it to the desktop, but is that where I want it to go? So you can choose the place that you want to save your work to. So I'm putting it in my desktop. I'm hitting save. In my documents. And now when I go into my documents, you will see that new Word document named sample. Okay. So if you're trying to clean stuff up, move stuff around, put folders inside folders, add folders, make folders, organize your work, stuff that you don't need, select it, hit delete, and then remember when you get finished, go to that recycle bin and empty the recycle bin. Okay? I hope that helped and gets you on your way to cleaning up those and seeing in the right spot. Thanks so much.